Welcome to the WWE Podcast Mailbag for Thursday, June 30th, 2022. And yes, this is a little bit late, but isn't that kind of par for the course lately for these shows? Tonight, we've got Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan who are taking over the mailbag and answering all of your emails. I'll be doing the voicemails as always, and that'll be doing up front where the main event will come on the back end of the show with Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. So let's get everything going, guys, right now.
This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The champ is the one that everybody wants, me. Becky Lynch is going to WrestleMania. Claymore! Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. This is my idol. You're going to acknowledge me.
Hey everybody, welcome to the WWE Podcast Mailbag. As I mentioned, it is June 30th, and yeah, it's a day late. Right? Day late, hopefully not $1 short, but thank you everybody for joining me here. And tonight is all about, or today, depending, is all about you guys. Thank you so much for contributing. This show wouldn't exist without you because it's all about responding to your questions, comments, concerns. We are like the comment box at your local supermarket, hopefully less negative, right? So thank you, everyone, and we're going to get everything going in just a minute. And, of course, the main event of this show is Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan, who will join us on the back end. But giving you an appetizer, I'll be doing the voicemails in just a minute. First, I want to let you guys know of something that I've been talking about, and now it does seem to be official, and that is that I have a show on a streaming service, and that is going to be an hour long. And my first show is airing Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the DuPont Network. So if you've never heard of them, they offer many really good shows. Now, are they as large as Hulu and Netflix? Of course not. No, but they're on the rise, and they are one of the most prominent up-and-coming streaming services right now. And so if you want to check them out, you can do that. And if you want to sign up, I'll give you the web address. Super easy, guys. It's DuPontNow.com. That's DUPONT now.com. DUPONT now.com. And sign up. And hey, you guys get to watch me on my show. And it's, I did the best I could. I'm going to work on some of the background stuff. And video is something that I've been dabbling in, but now I have an hour-long show that I create, and there are still ads in it because hey, they need to make money too. But it's about 45 minutes of content, and the show is an hour long, so do the math there. But certainly, guys, I'd really recommend that you sign up, not just for my content, but they have other great stuff too. And so that's where I'll be every single Saturday night to come to you guys via video. So that's hopefully not embarrassing for me, but check it out, DuPontNow.com. All right, well, let's dive into the mailbag because that's what we're really here for. We're not here to talk about anything else, right? So let's get to our very first voicemail and see who it is.
Hey, it's Kyle from Baltimore. So I'm making this call hours before Raw. I want to get into Bianca and her character and stuff like that. I listened to your review about Bianca, whether it was the Raw review or the weekend review, I don't know. But she's been so dull as a babyface. She hasn't done anything interesting at all ever since she became the champion at WrestleMania. She's not all that interesting. She's not. I felt that way when she was feuding with Sasha last year, and then now this isn't her fault, but the lack of, every time she heading into a pay-per-view, Bayley made the big last year. She was supposed to face Bayley, but she got injured. And then this year, she was supposed to face Rhea, but she got injured. And now, 2 years in a row, she's facing Carmelo at Money in the Bank on Sunday. Then last year was the Smackdown before Money in the Bank. So, with Bianca, she needs to lose the title and put the title back on Becky. She was a lot more interesting, I feel. Like, I don't know, maybe because I'm looking at it because I'm more of a Becky fan than I am Bianca, but the quicker they put it on Becky or they turn Bianca heel, one of the two needs to happen because I can't keep seeing Bianca like this as champion. So do one of those two things. Turn her heel or give the title to Becky. But that's it. It's roll call. Bye.
Hey, Kyle. So, yeah, listen, I mean, Becky Lynch is interesting as champion, but I think the argument against it is she's been champion, her whole life. Not as quite as long as Charlotte Flair, but we've seen that. We've seen Becky Lynch as champion, as she said, for 3 years. Now, of course, she took a year and a half off for her child, but we've seen Becky Lynch champion a lot. We know what that looks like, and it is fun. But Becky Lynch right now, I think, is going through a transformation with her character because she's learning how to really dig into being a heel. She's going on a losing streak up until this past week, winning that ladder match, the final spot. But right now, Becky Lynch is on a different path, and I like it. Now, like you said, if they turn Bianca heel, I'm all in. But right now, Bianca Belair as a babyface champion it feels like she's saying and doing the same thing every week, saying I am ready so I don't have to get ready, or I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. And then she twirls her hair and sits at ringside during a match. That's it. That's all we've seen from her for 2 months, and it's starting to wear on fans. And like I said, her gimmick is a heel, but somehow WWE has been talented, and Bianca herself has been talented enough to make it a babyface character. So I'm with you. Turn Bianca heel. It'll be a lot of fun. So, all right. Thanks, Kyle. Let's get to our next voicemail.
Hey, Matt, and everyone listening. It's Grace. I don't normally send in a voicemail, but I thought, why not? It is a pay-per-view weekend. Let's get things started with a voicemail, and I don't really have a question or anything, but I do have an opinion, and I do think that Carmelo kind of saved the day when it comes to the match with Bianca. And what I mean by that is everyone wanted Ripley and Bianca, and everyone still wants Bianca and Ripley. But I think that feud has the potential to be so great that they need to save that for a better pay-per-view, like SummerSlam. So I think Carmella coming in and being able to do the title match on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view with Bianca is honestly, it's a saving grace for the Ripley and Bianca feud, because I think that deserves to have a bigger stage like SummerSlam. But other than that, I don't really have anything else. So let me know what you think, and have a great weekend, y'all.
Hey, Grace. Well, guys, Grace will be joining me tomorrow for your Money in the Bank preview and prediction show. So look out for that late tomorrow night, probably airing right after Smackdown. But Grace, so yeah, look, Carmella stepping in as the person that has nothing going on to just lose to Bianca, which we all know she's going to, and she should. I get it. And it is good for Bianca. If you're a Carmella fan, certainly this is the biggest match she's had in a long time, and the most relevant she's been in a long time. And, that's good if you're a Carmella fan. But, while you're saying they should save it, I don't think they designed to save it. I mean, this is because of a medical situation, presumably dental. That's what we've heard, a dental injury or something going on with Rhea Ripley. So it wasn't by design that they're saving this. It could just be happenstance, a happy coincidence that they are getting to move this to a bigger stage, maybe SummerSlam. We all do want Rhea and Bianca. Anybody that wants Carmella over Bianca and Rhea is I'd like to talk to that person and I'd like to take your temperature because it doesn't make sense. But having Rhea and Bianca presumably happen at SummerSlam if Rhea can get medically cleared is certainly a bigger, better stage. But it wasn't designed this way. Again, it was just kind of the way things shook out. And again, the whole Carmella thing, this is a step down, though. Like anybody that says it's not, again, I don't know what to say to you, because, and I'm not saying you said it, Grace, but anybody that would argue that Carmella is not a step down in terms of disappointment, which is again why I think people are booing, not because she's doing a great job and great work as a heel, but just because people are super just kind of blah about Carmella and Bianca, is that it takes away the predictability of the finish. Because you could argue that the Judgment Day, which haven't been on Raw in quite a while, which is also super concerning and super disappointing, is that Rhea carrying that championship in that group whenever they reassemble would be a big step in her career. She's a part of a formidable group. She's part of being a women's champion, which she has been before, in that legacy, and she'll be able to defend it against Bianca probably multiple times. So I get it. I understand what you're saying, and I think we're all just looking forward to the Bianca Rhea match, which hopefully does take place at SummerSlam. All right, well, let's keep going, guys, and see who our next person is.
What's going on, WWE Podcast? What's up, Matt? Rocky T, Silver Fox from Houston, Texas here, checking in. Real quick, I don't got a lot of time. I just want to talk a little bit about what you were talking about from the Raw review. If Cena at any point would turn heel, he would automatically jump to number one on my list. Same thing happened when Roman turned heel. When Roman came out and signed a contract for the triple threat with The Fiend and Braun Strowman, with Paul Heyman, I had not watched wrestling for a little bit at that time, and when I saw him come out on that for that event, he jumped to the top. I immediately bought a shirt, bought the action figure, and he was my number one. I hated him as a babyface, absolutely love him as a heel. John Cena should definitely turn heel. We had Hollywood Hogan, we had Hollywood Rock. Why not have Hollywood Cena? That would sell merchandise through the roof. Action figure line, through the roof. That would just sell. It'd be great. So hopefully he does that. We'll see. He should kind of mimic his character from Fast 9 as Jacob Toretto. He was a badass in that movie. So he should kind of take a little bit from that and turn heel. All right, that's it for me today. Everybody else have a good week, and I'll talk to you next week.
Hey, Rocky T. So great to hear from you, and I'm really shocked that you stuck on one topic. I had my notes ready because usually you have your hit list and you have say 6 or 7 topics. So you stuck with one, so I was very surprised. I'm not complaining, but just an observation. So as far as John Cena turning heel, look, yeah, I am a fan. I'm a fan of it. I've been advocating for it, just as millions of people have, for John Cena to turn heel. He's teased it many times. Anybody else remember I can't remember what WrestleMania it was. He was out there with the championship. He won it the night before at WrestleMania. And he said he wants to do a little dance. And one of his dance moves, he said, how about a little heel turn? And he took his heel and moved it on the ring canvas, but also as a wink and nod to knowing, hey, I know people want me to turn heel. There's also been other instances of it, of people talking about it, and also having John Cena himself talking about it, how people so desperately want him to change the content of his character. Now, here's the argument against it, though. While I'm a big fan of it, and I think it would be doing a disservice to not see what a heel John Cena looks like, I understand that also, if he turns heel, would WWE and or John Cena maybe look at it and say no, only because it would undermine everything he's said over the last 20 years about hustle, loyalty, and respect, meaning that he's been true to himself. How many times has he said, be true to yourself, be true to yourself, be yourself? So for him to turn heel and be this kind of other version of himself, would that maybe undermine everything he's ever said and not be worth the price that you have to pay to see just a heel John Cena? That's the argument against it. Of course, the argument for it is it would create headlines. People would tune in, I think, in a big way to see what a heel John Cena looks like. I think he has the capability of turning on the crowd. He's talented as hell on the microphone. It would just be a fun run to see what that looks like and to see people boo him in a way that he's never been booed, at least meant to be booed that way. And now people forget, he's been a heel before. As the Doctor of Thugonomics, before people started cheering him, he was booked as a heel with Bull Buchanan. Those of you that remember that. So he's been heel before, but not in, the last 15 years. So, alrighty. Well, thank you, Rocky T. Let's keep going.
Hey, man, it's Justin from Maryland. Just want to get my thoughts on a couple of topics that I have. So first, I enjoyed Cena's return. It was good to see him back. It sucks that we didn't get any kind of hint to a possible program in the future. I liked his interaction with Thierry and Seth. I think Seth was the funniest, especially when he was laughing his theme song. I didn't even realize he did that. That was cool. Made me want to see Cena just punch him in the face. But, I enjoyed it. I'm glad to hear that he said he had more than one match coming up. So hopefully, we get some good programs. Next, the Money in the Bank matches. I'm glad to see Becky got in. I kind of figured that they was going to go that route. Hopefully, it's either her or Alexa Bliss. I'm not a fan of her losing to Liv Morgan because she was kind of protected when she came back. So I didn't like that, but hopefully Alexa Bliss or Becky win. For the men, definitely looking at Seth Rollins. It seems that we have one more participant. I'm not sure who that could be. I don't really care. Hope Seth wins and cashes in. You know how I feel about that. Next, the Usos losing. I'm not a fan of them constantly losing matches, but then winning the championship matches. I think they should have the story where Roman's getting angry at them because they keep losing. I guess make them look better in the championship match. But I don't like them losing singles matches, losing to Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, So hopefully Roman says something about that. And lastly, Judgment Day and the Mysterios. I think that could be interesting. Can't wait for Edge to come back, but this is a kind of a starter program. Hopefully this leads to Dominic turning on Ray or that because they started that like a year or two ago but never fell through. So hopefully, I definitely think the Judgment Day is going to go over, but hopefully, we get some seeds planted where they're starting to get Dominic to go away from Ray and then we get that turn. So that's it, man. I think my time is definitely almost up. So just want to give my thoughts on those things. And looking forward to Money in the Bank on Saturday. So I'll talk to you next week.
All right, Justin, good to hear from you. Good stuff, as always. It's just, you always bring out some good key points here and giving us your predictions, at least for the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches. And I would imagine that most people are on board with your Seth Rollins pick, and I think it's the right decision. Now, Drew is slated to face Roman Reigns for the championship. That could happen and will happen at Clash at the Castle in September, I believe. And there are ways that you could be able to get an opportunity at the championship without winning Money in the Bank. So just because Drew doesn't win doesn't mean that in September he's not going to find a way to qualify as a number one contender, whatever, win a tournament to face Roman Reigns. And I think that'll happen, which also tells you that Roman Reigns is champion at least through September. And it's just crazy because as they keep pushing these matches out, months ahead of time, it just again solidifies further that the unpredictability of Roman being champion for the next X amount of months is not there. Like you're like, well, he's slated to beat or slated to face Drew at Clash at the Castle. That means he's champion at least through September. Then you'll hear, well, at Survivor Series he's going to face this person. That means from September to November he's going to be champion. Like we're getting mass amounts of time already predetermined for us that we just look at the matches if he has any in between that he's defending his belt and go, yeah, no, there's no way he's losing it. It's maddening, and they're clearly trying to, I believe, get to 1,000 days. They're 65% of the way there, 66% of the way there, 2/3 of the way there to 1,000 days. They know they'll never have a run like this again, at least for many years, and they're probably going to go for it. For whatever that 1,000 days is worth, I think they're probably going to want to do it, which I think is foolhardy. But anyway, so if they don't, I'll be surprised. Anyway, so I'm getting off track. So Seth winning, I think, is a good thing because I think Seth is a real candidate to beat Roman Reigns, a real candidate, and probably one of the best choices, as I'm sure you would echo, that Seth is a great choice to be champion, and he's long overdue for a championship. So yes, Alexa or Becky, yes, and I think that if you look at either one, it's probably going to be Becky. I'm not a fan of that, only because we've seen Becky as champion almost as much as Charlotte. So Alexa holding that would be much more interesting, and it also would get Alexa Bliss fans excited of like, oh, wow, okay, so she's going to win the belt, presumably, in the near future. So that's a good thing. And the Edge return, I don't know when that's going to happen either. But I would imagine when he does return, it's been long enough already where fans would probably cheer him upon his return, whenever that is. It could be towards SummerSlam. I would imagine we're probably not going to hear from Edge until the build to SummerSlam, which is next week. So we're going to probably hear from him soon, and fans will automatically get right back on board with him. And hopefully the Judgment Day regroups. They put that storyline on pause only because they're waiting for Edge to return for the SummerSlam build and because Rhea Ripley's injured. So, boy, has that storyline's gone from white hot and interesting to just non-existent. It's amazing. So, the last point about the Usos constantly losing non-title matches only to win the big one. it's not something new. It's not a new formula WWE has created. It's something they've done for a long time with champions, of how contenders even happen, right? Like, if so-and-so beats this person, the current champion, in a non-title match, they earn a championship match. How many times have we seen that? And then they continue to lose to create the perception of vulnerability on the part of the champion, only to get to the pay-per-view and realize that the champion's going to win anyway, right? Like, that is the tried and true WWE formula. And beyond that problem, or really overuse of framework, I would say that you're right. Roman Reigns, who used to get mad about just the smallest things, and especially when the Usos would lose, has not said a thing about it. And that is something that they are missing, where Roman used to just verbally berate them or say they're bringing disrespect to the family by losing. He hasn't said any of that yet. He's been silent on the Usos consistently losing. Like, they've lost how many matches in a row, whether it's together or in singles competition. I mean, this past week, Montez Ford beat Jey Uso. I mean, and no one says anything. Roman doesn't say anything, where, typically he would chime in and say how embarrassing it was and all this kind of thing. So, anyway, good stuff as always, Justin. And I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts from Money in the Bank tomorrow night. Alrighty, let's get to our final 2 voicemails.
Hey, Matt, it's Permafire Kyle back again for the TAKEOVER Mailbag. So I'm not going to talk about Money in the Bank at all, because I already put the predictions in the email for Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. Full surprise at the end. Still to come. Hopefully we're doing the voicemails first, so the surprise is toward the end. So I'm going to talk about NXT for once. I don't know if you know. I want Matt's opinion on this. So I don't know if you know. I know you don't watch NXT all the time, but I don't know if you've heard about Solo Sikoa. Basically, if you don't know who he is, he's a guy in NXT right now. He's actually the Usos' third brother. And there's been rumors that they want to bring him up to the main roster soon to be Intercontinental Champion and join the Bloodline. But Solo said he wants to make his own name for himself first in NXT, which that's respectable. That's fine. He's one part of the family, by the way. He wants to make his own name. So, do you think he's going to come up soon and win that title? I'm just curious what you think. Anyway, that's really it. I'm not gonna say much, because most of the stuff I want to talk about is already in my email. So, just wanted to send a voicemail too. So, like I said, I hope we're doing voicemails first, because I hope we're doing emails second, because got a little surprise at the end of the email that I think you're all gonna like. So, yeah, that's it. Hope everyone enjoys Money in the Bank, and I'll talk to you next week.
Hey, Kyle. Well, I haven't seen the email yet. I forwarded it on, but I didn't read any of the emails. So quite a hook for everybody to stay listening to the show. I appreciate that. So I have no idea what that surprise is. But so look, I think that you have a guy in NXT, Solo Sikoa. I probably already butchered the name. Embarrassing on my own show. I don't know what the name is. But if he is the Usos' third brother, I would argue that he probably should come up sooner than later to refresh the Bloodline story a bit, right? And if he were to be one of the reasons that Brock Lesnar lost the match to Roman, which I think we all know he's going to lose for the 14th time to Roman Reigns, that Brock Lesnar loses, like, what I think is going to happen is this, right? Like, even though the SummerSlam match is exactly a month away from today, I mean, we all know Brock Lesnar's losing. It's just a matter of how. And with the match being a last man standing, there's no rules, so there's really no cheating. No such thing as cheating, because there's no rules. But if you have the Usos try to assist Roman, which they will, and he fends them off, he looks like he's still going to be able to beat Roman. And then all of a sudden, a third person out of nowhere, this third person, the third brother, comes in and costs Brock Lesnar the match. That would be something interesting, because then it was something Brock didn't see coming, and it's not the typical, the usual suspects that beat Brock. It's somebody new, and it would also add a new wrinkle to the story. But the problem with that is that, while I'm creating that story now in our heads, that would essentially continue the story with Brock and Roman, unless it's just going to be Brock and the third brother, which I don't know much about him. I don't know if that's even feasible. But so anyway, that's what I think could happen if you want to freshen things up and bring him up sooner than later to the Bloodline storyline that I think all of us are kind of ready to move on from. While we applaud it and thank WWE for it, and it's been fun, I think most of us can say, all right, like, it's time to move on. And I think this would be a way to, at least if you're going to extend it, add a new wrinkle. So, all right, thanks, Kyle. Let's get to our final voicemail so we can get to the main event.
This is Trey from Maryland. The focus is on the men's Money in the Bank. Now, in that bout, with my wish list, I would like to see Omos grab that briefcase. Only because, we need like new storylines, and, I'm tired of seeing like Brock against Roman and, Seth and Roman and other stuff. But I also noticed that they had on Monday, they had the last chance to qualify for the Money in the Bank. I know this is supposed to be 7 people in the bout, so they got one slot still open. Now, unless the Smackdown is going to have a qualifying match, which I don't really see the reason why. They already had the second chance to qualify on Monday. So I think they're going to leave that slot. That might be a surprise for someone to appear. But I could see that slot being, I don't know, Cody Rhodes maybe, because I know he's supposed to, he's in rehab. They say he's going to be out for 9 months. But I could still see him working out for him coming in just for that night. He don't really have to wrestle, be in about to wrestle. So the situation I could see what happens is where, I don't know, you see maybe Seth Rollins climbing up the ladder as he's reaching for that briefcase. He gets his fingertips on it. You're going to hear Cody Rhodes' music pop, the American Nightmare song. Cody's going to come down to the ring, maybe jump in the ring and climb in the ring, and maybe as Seth is on the ladder, maybe he tilt the ladder where Seth can fall off, or maybe Cody might climb up the ladder and just like throw him off, do a move or whatever. And Cody can, he'll end up winning the Money in the Bank, kind of like how Brock did a couple years ago, last minute show up. That way, he can still, do his rehab. He's going to be gone, basically said, 9 months. That's like, to a WrestleMania maybe? So that way, he has the briefcase and he can just go back to his rehab. And then by the time WrestleMania come around, you probably gonna forgot about he had the briefcase. And, in Seth's situation, I could see him getting the belt anyway. I don't know, maybe around Royal Rumble, maybe possibly Elimination Chamber. He'll get it from, he'll beat Roman. Roman probably.
Hey, Trey. Well, you got cut off there. You hit your 3-minute threshold. The system just stopped. But I got the gist of it, and I like where you're going here with Cody. Now, let me address Omos first. Do I want to see him win? It'd be fun, especially the visual of Roman going against Omos. But then again, you have heel. And is Omos really ready for that stage? You got to look at that too. He's still relatively green. He has a nice mouthpiece, so he doesn't have to necessarily learn how to cut promos yet, although I hope he's still learning how to do that and honing his craft there. But is he really ready for that stage? I don't know. I would say no, but I'm not intimately involved in his career and seeing him on a day-to-day basis. So that's what I think about Omos. Probably a little too early for that, but a fun visual. As far as the 7th spot, I really only thought there were 6. Typically there's 6. I'll have to double check, but if there is a 7th, it could be Cody. But boy, that would be foolhardy for him to go in there post-surgery that soon, and the doctors wouldn't clear him. Certainly not. I don't care how he feels. If you're going off of pectoral surgery, whatever's torn off your bone and they reattach it, then I would think that that's still not advisable, right? But that doesn't mean, as you said, that he can't appear. And that's what I'm leaning towards, is that Seth Rollins gets a perfect opportunity. Everybody thinks, because Seth Rollins is, I think, the heavy favorite to win this, he gets up to the top, he's about to grab it, and the music hits. Now, what I don't want to happen is he's about to grab the briefcase, the music of Cody Rhodes hits, and Seth Rollins freezes like there's a T-Rex, and he thinks that if he doesn't move, he won't see him. Because that would, and I could see it happening that way, because WWE often has their champions or have their competitors freeze whenever there's the music that hits, when they could easily win the match even though the music is going on, right? So I don't want Seth to, if he's just like a fingertip away, stop what he's doing because he hears music, when he can just literally reach 2 inches above his head, grab the briefcase, and that's it. So I hope they don't make that stupid mistake. I could see them doing that, but because it's the most quote-unquote dramatic, but it also takes you out of the moment. What I would like to have happen is Seth Rollins is at the bottom of the ladder, and Cody Rhodes, out of nowhere, as he's about to climb up, appears, tosses him off the ladder where he doesn't, maybe he just uses his good arm, pushes the ladder over, and costs Seth the match that way, where he doesn't have to use his surgically repaired arm. That would be really foolhardy. I don't care how tough you are, it's just a dumb move. For what, right? Like, then you're out how much longer if you injure that arm again. So that's what I think is going to happen. Cody will somehow, some way cost Seth the match, and that'll lead to yet another element to their match, their fourth match, which presumably most people are looking at Rumble or WrestleMania. So that's what I think is going to happen. I like Seth Rollins to win. I want him to win, but I also understand why they wouldn't have him win if Cody's going to screw him out of the match. And also, you had Cody say he wants to be the first one to congratulate him, and then he walked off. So there is something to be said there. Thanks, Trey. Appreciate it, buddy. And that is it for me, guys, when it comes to the voicemails. Let's now get to the main event. The reason you're all here, not for me, but for Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. Let's get to them right now with the emails, and I'll be back really almost every day, guys, with the preview and prediction show tomorrow. Mimi also returns. Mimi Burris returns. She'll be, I'll be getting a show out later today with her first show back. Yes, she is back to talk AEW. And then, of course, it's all Money in the Bank. And rivalries, or not rivalries, WWE Retro that's going to be dropping also tomorrow. So, boy, you guys got a lot of content coming up. So, thanks everybody for listening. Consider going ad-free at patreon.com/WWE podcast for $1 a month. You get to get all ad-free stuff and the Discord server that you can chat with all of the patrons during the pay-per-view and beyond. So, all right, everybody, thanks so much for listening, and I will talk to you next time.
Hello, WWE Podcast World. It's none other than Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan, and I'm with Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan today, and this is your Money in the Bank Mailbag Takeover Show.
Cha-ching!
Cha-ching! So, my beautiful wife, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful, and I hope all you wonderful people are doing just the same.
And we are here to get you ready for Money in the Bank.
Yay!
And so guess what? Matt already gave us 1 or 2 emails up front, so we're going to hop straight into the emails. We're not going to waste no time tonight.
Let's get to it.
Because time is money, and this is Money in the Bank. So we're going to start off with one of our favorites, the Patron. Do you hear me? AKA, or should I say FKA, Randy the Patron. So shout out to the Patron, and guess what, sir? We not gonna delay because it's been a long time since we heard from Randy, ain't it?
It's been a
while.
time.
But guess what? We ain't forgot. We
Nope.
like the Patron.
Never.
And we're gonna get straight to your letter in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Casual family. It's the Patron. I know. Been a while. Work and life equals crazy.
Trust me, we get it.
We know, trust me. So, just got back from Virginia where I met Alexa Bliss, and she was great. Especially to the kids. She was herself, but I did ask her to go demon for a second. She scared the shit out of me, LOL.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Liv got canceled because her flight.
Or fortunately for some fans, sir.
Anyway, told you that because I think it's going to be down to Alexa and Liv to win Money in the Bank.
Ooh.
With Alexa winning,
Ooh.
I think Bayley comes back somewhere, or maybe a surprise entry or something. So what is your opinion on what NXT did with the 2 dimes sleeping with fish? Funny or no? Obviously they released him, just thought it was funny. Sorry, been out of the loop lately, but I'm back and got little catching up to do. LOL, the Patron.
Hey, shout out to Randy the Patron. And I'm going to be honest with you, Randy. Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan has been busy as well. And I have not been able to watch NXT like that at all.
Honestly.
So, to be honest, now because we keep up with the spoilers, we did hear about 2 dimes sleeping with the fishes or getting released. But nevertheless, now Alexa Bliss, we can talk about this. Me and Miss Casual Wrestling Fan talked off air a couple weeks ago about meeting your favorite wrestler and if you want him to be in character or if you want to meet him outside of character. Right?
Right.
I don't think I want to meet Alexa Bliss in character. Do you?
I have a different opinion on that.
You want to meet her in character?
I don't really want to meet her at all.
Well.
Sorry, Miss Casual Wrestling Fan is a little different here.
Well, I mean, would I pay her or go out my way to meet her? No. But I'm just saying. But, all right. He picked Alexa to win, and the final two is Liv and Alexa, which I can see them fighting over the briefcase at the top. But what do we think? Who do you think is going to win the Money in the Bank? Women's
well, you
match.
guys, I have a shock for you, but maybe not because it's me. But I chose Becky.
Ooh.
She has been going downhill, you guys, and I just have to say, this will be the up climb for her. This will be her ha-ha, I told you so moment. So let's just watch out for that.
So Miss Casual Wrestling Fan picked Becky, no belts.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I agree with you. I think Alexa Bliss could take it. I mean, I think she's a heavy favorite. I think Becky is a great pick, probably the number 2. I mean, tied with Liv, but yeah, I'm going to go with Alexa. I agree with you on this one. And unfortunately, you guys, Vegas does not have odds for the men's or the women's Money in the Bank match.
Nope.
So guess what? We made our own odds. So I'll give Alexa Bliss the best odds. How about that? But all right. So thanks for reaching out to us, Randy, the patron. We love your letters each time we take over, which is once a month.
Yep.
But so let's move on. We got one more because we still waiting on Matt. You know how that goes. So this next one comes from none other than Alex, the French guy. And he's the current WWE European Champion. So shout out to Alex, the French guy. And guess what? We moving fast today. We're going to hop into your letter in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. Long time no see. I haven't been available these past weeks because of a lot going on in my life, including being the 2-time European champion.
Shout out to you.
I would like to talk about something very important. I love something about Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan. I'm laughing so hard when he says it. The way he pronounces. Do you want to take this?
Well, I say what?
Gunther.
Oh, Gunther.
I like when he says Gunther. That is funny. I prefer that pronunciation and the energy that you put screaming Gunther.
Gunther.
I'd like also to know if you guys are still 100% behind the reigns of Roman as champion, even if he defends a few times, or we even see Roman rarely on TV. Bye, guys. Enjoy Money in the Bank.
Hey, shout out to Alex, the French guy.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, guess what? You're still the current WWE Podcast European Champion, so hey, we got to find somebody for you to defend against.
Awesome.
Now let's head directly into your letter.
Yes.
Gunther.
Goodness.
I love Gunther. I mean, honestly, the way he puts it on your chest.
He's intimidating.
He's intimidating.
Yes.
He's a great heel, old school heel. He's whoo, love it. So yeah, Gunther, I'm with that.
He has the heat.
Now, he asked us about the head of the table, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. And to put it to you, I got 2 words for you. Hell yeah! Hell yeah, we still with Roman Reigns. What?
I didn't think that was a question.
What? Like, all right, see now, all right, everybody. Alex, the French guy, asked us this question, and I'm gonna be brief because I know Miss Casual Wrestling Fan hates when I get going. She's not a big fan of that. And see, we got messages coming in.
Miss Casual Wrestling Fan's down to business.
Oh, Matt sent us like 4.
Yay.
So hey, we in there.
I like to read.
But I'm gonna be brief. All right, Roman Reigns is giving you WWE fans what you asked for. Don't get mad at him because that's what he's doing. You guys said, I'm tired of seeing Roman Reigns. They're overexposing him. They putting all the belts on him. All he does is say, whatever city acknowledge me. Well, guess what? Now he left. He went part-time on your blanks. And now you're saying, oh my God, Roman's never here to defend it. We never get to see Roman. But yet 5 weeks ago, you didn't even want to see Roman.
Can't make them all happy.
Hey, you know, wrestling fans are very finicky.
Hey, you know something now?
Hey, what?
I bet they bought the shirt.
I bet they bought the shirt. You bought the shirt. And I'm going to be very honest. I like it.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is now officially heel. Because Roman Reigns was running about 50-50 in most cities. Right?
Yeah, I mean, he was favorable a lot. Like, people loved him.
When he went against Riddle at Smackdown, he got booed out the building.
Yeah, he did.
People are really turning on Roman. And that's a great thing. But those people ain't Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling fans. We're still heavy favorites of his. Always will be.
We're Roman fans.
Yeah. Roman right now, we're going to ride with him till the wheels fall off. All right, we're going to head on to our next letter. And this one comes from Tommy S. Shout out to Tommy S.
Hey, Tommy.
We like Tommy S. That's our guy. He part of the Casual Wrestling crew. And guess what, Mr. Dennis McGinley? You talk crap to my boy Tommy S again, I'm going to have to get you.
Uh-oh.
You feel me? Main event, Mr. Casual Wrestling fan. Whatever. I'm going to get him. But we're going to get straight into your letter. And I know I ain't said this, but I'm going to say it now. Because you the twos and we the ones.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling fan. You guys are awesome, and thank you for doing the TakeOver shows.
Hey, thank you, Tommy. You awesome too, buddy.
Before I get into my picks, I need to let everyone know why I have been missing from the past couple of TakeOver shows. I was being stalked and harassed by our Discord heel, Mr. No, you can say Mrs. Dennis McGinley. He wrote it, Mrs. Dennis
that's
McGinley.
What he wants to say. Guess what? You write it, we read it. Mrs. Dennis McGinley.
There you go. I had to get a protective order and go into hiding, but the mental anguish also made me seek out counseling.
Oh, God.
Luckily, I was able to get the same counselor as Alexa Bliss.
Oh, God.
So I'm now totally healed and ready to step back out into the Discord world.
Woo.
Also, thank you, Mr. Casual Wrestling fan, as being a part of the Casual Wrestling family has helped me tremendously in my recovery.
Always and forever, sir.
Okay, now on to Money in the Bank. Here are my picks. Bianca versus Carmelo. Bianca wins.
Vegas agrees with you.
Ronda versus Natalia. Ronda wins.
Vegas agrees with you.
Bobby Lashley versus Thierry. I think Thierry will somehow be DQ'd and lose the match, but hold on to the belt.
Vegas disagrees with you.
Usos
disagrees with you.
Usos versus Street Profits. The Usos win. Boo.
Vegas agrees with you and no boo because you the twos and we the ones.
Women's Money in the Bank match. There are so many different possibilities for this one. Mm-hmm. So I will pick who I want to win, and that is Raquel Rodriguez.
Ooh, yes.
I like that.
Hey, we like her.
And we do. I hope she wins and takes the title off Ronda soon. Men's Money in the Bank match. I think Seth Rollins has to be the favorite in this match, but I will pick Riddle. I want to see more of him and Mr. Tribal Chief wrestling each other.
Okay.
This should be a fun card, and am looking forward to chatting with everyone in Discord. Blessings, Tommy S.
Tommy S. Shout out to you, Tommy. All right, let's go through his picks real quickly. All right, Bianca versus Carmelo. I think that's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
Bianca's minus 1750.
Yep.
Ronda versus Natalya.
Unfortunately, Ronda.
But guess what? I don't want Natty to win, so give me Ronda. Bobby versus Thierry. He said Thierry is going to get DQ'd, lose the match, but hold on to the belt. How do you feel?
You guys are going to be shocked again. I chose Bobby, DQ.
See? So you agree with him.
I do.
You totally agree. Miss Casual Wrestling fan totally agrees with you. Vegas disagrees with you. And to be honest, I haven't picked yet, but I think Bobby's going to win straight out. I mean, this might change between now and then. And right now, Thierry is the favorite. But I could see them putting the belt back on Bobby. Because they did the same thing when he was here. They put the belt on him for a little bit. Then he got the belt, the championship.
And plus, Money in the Bank, they always give you surprises.
And that's true. Let's keep going. Usos versus Street Profits. Usos,
obviously.
All right, women's Money in the Bank match. Raquel Rodriguez. We love her.
We do like
We've been watching her since NXT.
Yes,
we don't like the smiley.
No, I wish she would tone that down.
I wanted to go back to NXT, but they'll never do that.
Nope.
But yes, that's a great pick. I mean, that's a good pick. If I was picking somebody new, it'd be Raquel.
Yeah.
All right, and then Seth freaking Rollins has to be the favorite. Unfortunately, Vegas hasn't released odds on the men's or the women's Money in the Bank match. But here, Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan and Miss Casual Wrestling Fans, Casino, I agree with you.
Yeah, we do.
Seth should be the favorite. Do you got him? Oh, but he said he picked Riddle.
I picked Seth, you guys.
Ooh.
I sure did. Because no offense, man. He's got to get a win in there, dude.
You know what? I'm liking Seth a lot, but I'm telling y'all, we got to watch out for Sami Zayn. I'm going to be honest.
You do, man. He is slimy. He belongs with the Tribal Chief.
And think about you guys. The honorary Usos wins a suitcase, and then somehow Roman loses the belt down the line, and then he takes the briefcase from Sami
to cash in,
to get his belt back.
I can see it happening.
I mean, could you see Roman losing the match? And then before everybody leaves, he says, no, I'm cashing in.
But do you understand how that would make the WWE Universe so mad at Roman and turn on him even more? There'd barely be any fans left.
Good heat. Yes. Okay. So I love, great heat.
Yes.
We with that 100%.
Most def.
Hey, we love it.
Love it.
All right, let's keep it going, you guys. Ooh. Let's see here. We got 3 more left. Who all we got here? I'm sorry, you guys.
Well, while we wait, we can talk about who we think our little mystery person's going to be for the men's match.
Hey, good point.
Who do you think, Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan?
Hey, I think it'll be Zeke or Elrod.
What?
Zeke, Elrod, or Ezekiel.
No.
Or what's the other one? Elias, Ezekiel, or Elrod.
Okay.
One of the 3.
Well, you guys, it wouldn't be Money in the Bank without this slime ball. Come on. We gotta see Miz, right?
Miz.
We gotta see Miz. Can't you see that little crazy grin of his when he's holding that suitcase? I mean, you can't say Money in the Bank without Miz.
Yeah, he did win the cash in.
Come on now. That's him, man. That's him. But all right, moving on.
So we're going to move it on to Mrs. Dennis McGinley.
Oh, goodness.
Miss McGinley. How about that? That's what I'm going to call you from now on. Miss McGinley.
Boy, he asked for it tonight.
So, I'm going to give Miss McGinley. You know, Miss McGinley say he got a faction because he want to be like the Casual Wrestling Crew. But he can't. You just like Trash Man tweeting, trying to be like the Casual Wrestling Crew. You can't do it, sir. I'm sorry. Don't nobody want to be part of your group.
Hey.
What?
Everybody's got dreams.
Everybody got dreams. You right. Who am I? But I told him, he's going to be like the Judgment Day. He's going to get kicked out of his own group. You better watch your back, Miss McGinley. But we're going to read your letter. And
he'll be the next Edge.
And guess what? You the twos. And we the ones. Now read Miss McGinley's letter.
Hello there, Mr. and Mrs. Old Pancakes or part-timers?
See what I mean?
No, you didn't.
Miss McGinley.
It's your heel of the podcast, Mrs. Dennis McGinley.
How about that?
How about that? The head leader of the McGinley Fiction.
Thanks.
Yeah, he said fiction, so we read it how it's spelled.
Hey, guess what? You write it, we read it.
All right, Mr. Pancake. I don't care to be part of your broken finger crew and the dumb nuts that are part of it. Excuse me? Look, I am a hater of Roman Usos and hate their run. I could care less if Roman gets the 1,000 wins apart PIG. He is, and the Usos, I will break off all the fingers of the people that hold up one finger. I'll be glad to talk with Matt next week. Take care, Matt, and get these waffle faces off. I am out. Well, excuse me, Mrs.
McGinley.
That's not very nice.
So guess what, Mrs. McGinley? Since you want to talk about pancakes, and let me guess, you want to be part of the New Day.
Well, sir?
Yeah, you going to take Big E's spot, huh? Yeah, Miss McGinley.
If you're ever in Nashville, sir, be at the Pancake Pantry.
Yeah, he don't know nothing about this.
No, he don't, but he will.
Miss McGinley.
I cannot believe that. Can you believe that kind of language?
Hey, you gonna lose his group?
I'm appalled. I was called a waffle. What?
I'll take a waffle. Hey, wherever he at, he must be hungry. Anyway, you know what? We ain't gonna give Miss McGinley.
We need a little recipe of respect.
And guess what? He didn't give us no predictions.
No, he sure didn't.
Did he give us a prediction?
Nothing wrestling related.
You see what I mean? Miss McGinley don't even know who gonna win.
That's okay. That just means we have fans.
Ain't nobody gonna join your group. I bet everybody leave your group.
Not finna advertise it either.
No. Did he even say the name of his group?
Next.
He said fiction.
Did Matt send another email?
Yeah. That was 2. We got 2 more left.
Dun,
so let's
dun,
keep it pushing. All right, man. We're gonna go to a nice dentist. How about that?
Yay.
We're gonna go to Dennis O'Brien.
Okay.
You feel me? Mr. Dennis O'Brien. How about that?
Hello.
So we're gonna get to your letters. Oh, hold on. Back on Miss McGinn. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. We the twos. No. You the twos. And we the ones. All right, let's go to your letter, Mr. Dennis O'Brien, in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Matt. The Viking Raiders heel turn actually makes them more relevant and interesting. I can see Edge plus Cena versus Judgment Day at SummerSlam. From what I'm seeing and hearing, I think Adam Pearce will be in the ring soon as a competitor. Cesaro debuts on AEW. The WWE have definitely messed up there by letting him leave. I also have to say, I love the scenario that one of the listeners put out there this week regarding Rock, Reigns, Rollins, Cody. I think his name was Nathan. He should write for WWE.
Good point. All right, shout out to Dennis O'Brien. Now, the Viking Raiders heel turn, I liked it. It did make sense.
It was strange, but I liked it.
I liked it. I liked the face paint.
Yeah, the paint was kind of throwing me off, but I was like, okay, they're trying to be heel. I get it.
I'm with that. I do not want to see John Cena. I'm sorry.
tired of those jorts. Aren't you tired of those?
Like, and let's be honest.
Dude, this was 20 years ago. You haven't updated your style yet?
Wrestling fans give The Miz so much crap for being the same. For saying when my hand goes up, your mouth goes down. And I love that.
I love that.
Every time he does it, I'm like, yes.
I don't like him absolutely, but I love that.
I love that moment.
It's catchy.
As soon as his hand goes up, you guys, I laugh. Because I know it's coming, and the fans hate it.
You know it.
But guess what? Y'all give him so much crap for that, but yet John Cena can do the same old blank for 20 years.
You can't see me.
You can see me.
I love The Rock.
You can see me. I look like a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. Like, you really do. And guess what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. Y'all want to talk about Roman Reigns? The line of the year. What do you say? What that fool say?
All I know
it might have been okay for you for 20 years, but it wasn't okay for Nikki Bella. So, hey, I'm not a John Cena fan at all. Edge and John Cena versus Judgment Day, I watched the match, but...
That just seems a bunch of old versus new, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, put your joints away, boy.
Come on, can we upgrade a little?
A little bit.
You can go a little higher.
Lord have mercy, boy.
Poor Cena.
Wearing capris. What's going on? Anyway.
Do they make those anymore?
Yeah, they make them for him. Anyway, Adam Pearce being in the ring soon.
That'd be kind of cool.
But the people don't know, Adam Pearce was NWA champion.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Adam Pearce. Cesaro debuting on AEW. I wasn't a big Cesaro fan.
I actually didn't even know until now that they let him go.
Yeah, I heard.
Sorry, guys. I'm so irrelevant. I've been busy with the kids. But
guess what? Ain't no more swinging. And I mean, that's
okay, that was annoying.
That's one thing you really have.
I'm not really missing out on that one.
And I do like the Rock Reigns Roman situation, but I'm not a big fan of Roman losing the belt.
They're teasing it too much too. Can we just put that out there?
And hey, let's keep listening. We might have a couple surprises. I should have started the show with that. Listen to the show. We might have a couple surprises going on. Anyway, let's move on to 3 or 4 that we have received, and this one comes from the G-Man. Shout out to G-Man.
Hello.
Hey, so guess what? We're going to get straight to your letter, G-Man.
Yep.
I ain't heard from you in a minute, but we're going straight in 3, 2, 1.
Guess who's back? Back again. I had to sing it, I'm sorry. Not only is the G-Man back in the mailbag, baby, but we got Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan, and the G-Man is very happy with this.
Hey, shout out to you, G-Man.
The G-Man is looking forward for Money in the Bank, so let's go with my predictions. The men's Money in the Bank match, and the winner will be Seth freaking Rollins.
Ooh,
it's been a long time. We've seen Seth win something big, and what better way than grabbing that briefcase and cashing it in on our tribal chief Roman Reigns. Now next, the women's Money in the Bank match.
Let's pause on that. The men's, you agree with him, right?
Yes, Seth, I do. I picked Seth.
Okay,
Yes.
well, let me ask you this. Do you want Seth to successfully cash in on Roman?
It wouldn't be a bad match.
But do you want Seth to win? That's the question. Do you want him to successfully cash in on our tribal chief, Roman Reigns?
My personal thoughts are no.
Okay, there it is. I don't want it to happen either, but hey, I'm okay with him winning the
But for
match.
the storyline, probably.
I'll say that, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
let's keep going.
All right. Now next to the women's Money in the Bank match. And the winner will be, oh goodness, Shotzi.
Oh, left field there.
That is, but it's possible.
All right.
Now my heart really wants Liv Morgan to win.
Oh, no.
But I think Shotzi's winning would be really cool.
I'll tell you this, G-Man. I'd much rather Shotzi win over Liv Morgan.
I'm trying to tell you.
But Miss Casual Wrestling fan, you picked Becky No Belts, right?
Of course, I picked Becky Lynch, the man.
AKA
Anyway.
Becky No Belts, and I picked Alexa Bliss. So let's keep going.
And I'm loving what she is doing as a heel. But she's not having much of a chance on TV right now. So what better way than giving her the chance to win the briefcase and letting her shine? She is really good. P.S. Becky Lynch is doing really amazing work. She truly is one of the best. Next, the Raw Women's Championship match. And the winner will be, and still, Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. After defeating Carmelo in less than 15 seconds with the KOD.
In less than 15 seconds.
That's what he said.
Woo! Well, that's a quick match.
Next.
Hold on. Vegas agrees with you.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a no-brainer. So obviously, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling fan agrees with you.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too, side note. I'm pretty sure, I know no wrestler wishes harm on nobody, but I'm pretty sure Bianca might be a little happy that Rhea's not able to compete, because I think Rhea would have took the belt from her.
Most likely.
All right.
Next, the United States Championship match. And the winner will be, and still, United States Champion, Theory.
Vegas agrees with you.
After Ciampa distracts Lashley, Theory hits Lashley with the A-Town down.
That
And
is.
picks up the 1, 2, 3.
Hey.
After the match, Ciampa attacks Lashley, because that's what Ciampa just does for apparently no reason.
That's how Tampa does. Vegas agrees with you on that. Miss Casual Wrestling fan, do you agree with him that Theory's gonna win?
No, I actually chose Bobby for DQ.
Bobby with a DQ. So, but you
Yeah.
think Theory will keep the belt?
I do.
Now, see,
They like his little hillish ways right now.
I've been wrestling with this one, y'all, but I'm going all in. Give me Bobby Lashley for the dub. I think he'll take the belt.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Next, the Unified Tag Team Championship match. Okay, this one is a hard one and really hard for me to pick, but the winner is, and still, Tag Team Champions, the Usos.
Ooh,
We the ones, y'all. Now, how this match ends, I have no idea. Haha. I assume one of the Usos hit the splash on Mr. Yeah himself, Angelo Dawkins, to pick up the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Vegas agrees with you. Ms. and Mr. Casual Wrestling fan agree with you. So that's what we call a lock.
That's right.
So let's keep going.
Lastly, the main event, well, what I predict it will be, the Smackdown Women's Championship match. Congrats, Natalia. There's a chance you may have your first main event at a pay-per-view. So honestly, let's give her a big clap on that.
Hey.
But, and the winner is, and still, SmackDown Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. After making Natalya tap out, Ronda mouths off to the fans like the angry monkey that she is. Now there is a reason why I think this might be the main event, is because a returning superstar is coming out after the match, and that is Bayley.
Ooh.
Fans go wild. A huge ovation. You fans cheer loud when Bayley's music hits, or I swear. Anyways, Bayley and Ronda are face to face in the ring, and Bayley says to Ronda, "Put that championship on the line at SummerSlam against me." Ronda's like, "You don't deserve it. You're not in my league." Bayley then gives angry Ronda a Bayley to belly, and Bayley stands tall holding the women's championship and saying to Ronda, "I'll see you at SummerSlam." Okay, I think that's finally it. Thank you for taking your time to read this. Much appreciated. And much love to you guys as always. Take care all.
Shout out to the G-Man.
Hello.
Woo!
Ding dong.
Hello. Hey,
we do miss Bailey.
We do. I mean, Bailey was a big part of WWE, and she's been gone a lot longer than they said she was.
She has been.
I mean, Lord,
I'm worried about her, honestly.
I mean, Asuka came back before her.
Yeah.
Like,
and Asuka's been hurt twice.
Come on.
Within the last couple years.
Goodly. Yeah. Like, but yes, I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see Bailey.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see Bailey.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That's a different change of pace.
Shout out to Bailey. How about that, you guys?
Shout out, Bailey.
Shout out to G-Man. How
we
about
miss
that?
you.
Shout out to G-Man. So, let's keep going. Oh, okay. Got a couple more coming in as we read. So, we're going to go on to the next one. And this one comes from Levi G. Because I don't want to say your whole last name without permission. So we're going to read your letter, Levi G, in 3, 2, 1.
I love the plan for Seth cashing in Money in the Bank and him and Cody going at it at WrestleMania. But I wanted to know if anybody has heard anything about MJF. And did you know that the Judgment Day appeared on Main Event? That is how you know it's over. That's all.
Oh, God.
What a spoiler.
Wow.
We did not know
No,
that.
I did not know that, because obviously we don't watch Main Event.
No, we do not.
Because we don't watch Main Event. So, yeah, that's a huge spoiler. Oh,
Wow. And then MJF?
MJF? All
I've
right.
not heard from
now, I'll say this, you guys. If that is true, I'm ready. You know, we got another one. I haven't heard any news about him coming over, and the last thing I heard, his contract, didn't it say go up in 2023 or 2024, something like that?
I know it's close because he just asked for his release, regardless if that was a real or not.
I think a lot of that's work. You know, I don't know.
It's a big possibility, but there was raw emotions in that.
It was, but you can feel something and still be a work.
That is true.
You know what I mean? That's like Charlotte.
That's the art of it all.
Yeah, like Charlotte and Ronda. I mean, they didn't like each other legitimately, but they can still be professional and do business. You know, so, but now about the whole Rollins, Cody, Rhodes, and Roman situation, I'm going to be honest, you guys. I know a lot of you guys on here saying, I don't want Rock and Roman for the belt. I don't want Rock and Roman for the belt. But can I be honest with you guys? And let's be clear. Does any of you guys think, even with the belt not on the line, do you think Roman's going to lose? I mean, if Roman is not undisputed champion, if he's not holding no belt when he faces The Rock at WrestleMania, do you honestly think Roman's going to not win the match? And if everybody on here says, well, no, Roman definitely won't lose to The Rock, then why does it matter if the belt is on the line or not? That is not a tale. The match itself is the tale. I don't see Roman walking out of that match losing. With the belt, without the belt, it don't matter. So I don't know what's everybody's infatuation. I think it's just people want the belt off Roman.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna be honest. I think people just want the belt off Roman so bad that you even say, oh man, if it's Rock and Roman for the belt, we know who's gonna win. If it's Rock and Roman without the belt, you know who's gonna win.
You have haters.
So let's be honest, you guys. The belt doesn't matter. That's not a tale, because if it's The Rock versus Roman, do you really think Roman's going to lose? If it was John Cena versus Roman without the belt, did you really think John Cena was going to win? No. But anyway, that was my rant for the day. And we're going to move on to another member of the Casual Wrestling Crew. Well, part-time member of the Casual Wrestling Crew. None other than Perma Fire Kyle, or FKA, New York Kyle. Shout out to you, sir.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? So we're going to get to your letter in 3, 2. Now, before I go, he part of Mrs. McGinley's group.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he one of them Mrs. McGinley group members.
You traitor.
Yeah, well, he said when we here, he ain't part of that group. So that's why I say he part-time Casual Wrestling Crew. But all right, we're going to get to your letter in 3, 2, 1.
It's that time again for the Casual Wrestling family. It's Permafire Kyle.
What's up, Permafire?
Back again on the Money in the Bank Takeover Mailbag. Now I have a surprise for all of you lug nuts in the WWE podcast family.
Uh-oh.
But I will save it for the end, because it's time for the Money in the Bank predictions.
Cha-ching!
So let's get it started. First off, is Bianca Belair versus Carmelo for the Raw Women's Championship. I think 100% Bianca Belair is retaining to face a returning Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam.
Ooh.
Next.
Hold on. Vegas agrees with you. And Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling fan agree with you, so that is a lock.
Next is Ronda Rousey versus Natalia for the Smackdown Women's Championship. I don't care about this match because I don't like either of these women.
Honestly.
We agree.
I mean, I like Natty, but not her wrestling ability.
So I think Ronda will retain in this bathroom break of a match to face a returning Bayley at SummerSlam.
Ooh, another Bayley. Man, that must be the new rumor.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Vegas agrees with you, and Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling fan agree with you, so that is a lock.
Next is Thierry versus Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. I hope it's Bobby Lashley, but I think Thierry retains. Next is the Usos.
He said what? He thanks Bobby Lashley?
But he thinks Theory's going to retain.
Alright, so Vegas agrees with you on the retain. Miss Casual Wrestling fan thinks Bobby's going to win via disqualification.
Right.
And Mr. Casual Wrestling fan, I think Bobby going to win outright. I mean, watch out for it. But let's keep going.
Next is the Usos versus the Street Profits for the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. I hope and think the Usos will retain because I agree with Matt. I can't stand Angelo Dawkins anymore. I only like Montez Ford now. We the ones.
So?
I agree. I've always been a Montez Ford fan. I've never liked Angelo. You can ask Mr. Casual Wrestling fan. I always say that, don't I?
Yeah! But let's go on with this one. Vegas agrees with you with the Usos. Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling fan agree with you with the Usos because you the twos and we the ones.
That's right.
So that is a lock. And I will say Montez Ford is the star. He's the Shawn Michaels of the group.
He's the character.
Hey, he's funny, but give him some time. I mean, he needs a little time to cook. I'm okay with him staying with the Street Profits another couple years, honestly. But let's keep going.
Next is Lacey Evans versus Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Asuka versus Shotzi versus Becky Lynch in the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I think Becky Lynch is winning so she can start a winning streak again. And
he picked Becky, no belts.
Yeah, just like me.
Oh, Miss Casual Wrestling fan picked Becky, no belts.
Woo, we must know something.
Hey, well, I gotta go with Alexa. And then so everybody knows, I'm not an Alexa Bliss fan. I'm just going off of this, just how I feel. I think she'll pull it off.
And finally, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Omos versus Sami Zayn versus Riddle and versus a mystery opponent in the Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I think Seth Rollins is winning so he can reenact the WrestleMania 31 cash in on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam this year. I could not agree more.
Seth freaking Rollins.
And it'll give him and Becky dues to, I guess, a gloat about how they're both on the top right now. So, yeah.
That'd be cool for Becky No Belts and Seth freaking Rollins to both have the belts and look at each other like one time, just like,
we did it.
We did. Now, you agree with him with Seth freaking Rollins, and I'm not going to lie, Seth is a great pick. You know, I think we got to watch out for Sammy, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. We haven't heard a Drew pick yet.
We haven't.
We haven't had one person write in and say Drew. No. We didn't have Riddles. We had a couple Riddles.
People's moved on from Drew, I guess.
We done had a whole lot of Selfs, a couple Riddles. We even had a Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi, but we haven't had a Drew McIntyre.
No, we haven't. Our daughter would have said Drew.
Yes,
she keeps asking us all the time, is it Money in the Bank time yet?
Yes, she rooted
so
for
yeah,
Drew.
You got one Drew vote out here.
Yeah, there it is.
Now, time for my surprise.
Oh.
In the Discord server, there has been some speculation that I might turn on Mrs. Dennis McGinley.
Mrs. McGinley.
And I need to tell all of you lug nuts what's going on.
All right, come on.
I joined the McGinley faction to change my character because I felt like I was getting stale. But my stale character is also what makes me over with the WWE podcast family. Mm-hmm. So it's okay if I'm stale. Anyways, the point is, I'm sick of you lug nuts accusing me of turning on my leader. But you all are correct.
Uh-oh.
I am too babyface for that faction.
Ooh.
So Dennis McGinley, I'm sorry, but I love the bloodline. I like you.
Oh, rewind. He said what?
He said, I'm too babyface for that faction.
Ooh.
So Dennis McGinley, I'm sorry, but I love the bloodline and everything else you hate.
Woo! You hear that, Miss McGinley?
Forgive me for saying this, guys, but he said, so you can kiss my ass, you dumb nuts.
Ooh, he said, kiss his ass.
Oh my God. Stop. I really like you, Dennis, but I can't be with someone who hates my tribal chief.
Come on. What?
And if anyone is interested, I want to start my own babyface faction for any babyfaces to join.
Come on.
It will be called the Permafire Pack.
The Permafire Pack. I like that.
I like that. If anyone is interested in joining, let me know on the mailbag or DM me on Discord.
Yeah.
I hope everyone enjoys Money in the Bank. Permafire Kyle is all burned out. Peace.
Shout out to Permafire Kyle.
Cool as ever.
Did you hear that, Miss McGinley? Did you hear it? He said you can kiss his ass.
He heard it twice.
Yeah.
He heard it twice.
Yeah. You know why? Because you the tools and we the one. So how about that for breaking fingers, you punk blank?
Oh.
Anyway. See, y'all gonna let
Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan.
Y'all better let Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan get a little rare over here. I love your letter though. Shout out to Permafire Cow. He brought the heat. He brought the fire. He was like Gunther. He tore up Miss McGinley. You heard that. But guess what? I'm sorry, Miss Casual Wrestling Fan. I'm gonna wake up our kids. Let me calm down.
He is.
Anyway, you know, Permafire Cow got me hyped. I like that.
Goodness gracious.
Anybody put Miss McGinley in his place, I'm with that. So, shout out to Permafire Cow. But we're gonna move on to our next writer. And it comes from us from Grim Reefer. Did you hear me?
Yep.
Grim Reefer.
All right.
I love the name.
Interesting.
Love the name. So shout out to Grim. And we're gonna read your letter, sir, in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. Grim here with my Money in the Bank spoilers. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match. My heart says Riddle, although if he does win, when would he cash in? The prime time to cash the contract in is just after the last man standing at SummerSlam. So with that in mind, I'm going with Drew to win cash in at SummerSlam, leaving Drew versus Roman at Clash in the Castle as already planned. Ooh.
Okay.
So that's 2 votes for Drew in the world.
Well, we don't count Gabe. No, we ain't count the 6-year-old.
She's a fan.
I mean, she is.
She's the crew too.
We'll count her in. Okay. All right. So that's a Drew pick. I don't have no Vegas odds, but hey, that's a great pick. You the first person to pick Drew tonight, so shout out to you.
Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I'll go with Raquel Rodriguez to cash in on the night of Ronda.
Ooh, you know we've been getting a lot of Raquels.
We have got a lot of Raquels. I like it.
I like it too.
I'm not mad.
Nah, me neither.
Bianca versus Carmella. Bianca especially if it's Bianca versus Ripley at SummerSlam.
Bianca, Vegas agrees with you. Mrs. and Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan agree with you, so that is a lock.
Yep. Ronda versus Natalya. Ronda, then Raquel cashes in on Ronda, turns heel. Ooh.
I like that. And guess what? Well, this is only on your pick of Ronda winning. Vegas agrees with you. Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan agree with you, so that is a lock as well.
Theory versus Lashley. Theory by some sort of shenanigans carrying the story on to SummerSlam.
Vegas agrees with you.
We do not.
We do not. Miss Casual Wrestling Fan thinks Bobby's going to win by DQ, and Mr. Casual Wrestling Fans feels like Bobby can win straight out.
Usos versus Street Profits. Usos, to be fair, with the poor state the tag team division is in, I think the Alpha Academy should be champions.
So, did he pick the Usos?
He picked Usos.
Okay, so let's start there. Usos, Vegas agrees with you. Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan agree with you.
Yes.
So that is a lock. Now, about Alpha Academy. Wasn't they tag team champions earlier this year?
I thought so.
Yeah, they was.
For a brief moment.
I did like them as tag team champions, but I feel like,
I'm
honestly, Bloodline, they got to carry the belts right now. I mean, it's hard. I'm telling you, Sami Zayn win that briefcase, though. Anyway, keep going.
KO versus Ezekiel. Ezekiel, I hope they find a way of carrying this story on. It's the best story they have at the minute. Ha.
I agree.
He said Zeke speaks.
He wants to hear Zeke speak. I do too. And I'm gonna be honest. We're fixing to get Mick Foley. We finna have Zeke. We're gonna have Elias, and we're gonna have El Rod. I'm with it.
Oh goodness.
I'm with it. I love it. All right, let's keep going. I like that though.
You asked about my name. It's a name I've had for nearly 20 years when I was a guitarist in a Stoner Doom band.
Stoner Doom band?
Dead by Sunrise.
Dead by Sunrise. Woo.
That is crazy and killer.
I like the name.
You will have heard of a guitar solo melting faces. Our singer used to say, my guitar solos will take your souls.
Ooh.
So
I get it, Grim Reaper. I like that. Okay.
So, Stoner Doom band, I produce guitar solos that take your soul. Or take your soul as it later turned to be. Ha.
Ooh.
And we were stoned all the time. The Grim Reaper was born. Ha ha ha. Cheers for now, Grim. That's how you end a letter.
Hey, shout out to Grim Reaper.
Yeah, okay.
I love it.
I like the freedom.
Hey, Grim Reaper. I'm gonna ask you right here on the show. Hey, we need an intro for our segment. So if you want to send us some guitar solos, we will sure take it and send it to Matt so we can get some, before we get on the show. All right, everybody. Here goes the surprise of the night. I hope you guys are ready. We got somebody special fixing to come back through. Well, I guess come back through Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan's voice, but on the email. So we're gonna get to this person's letter in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, WWE Podcast World and AEW Podcast fam. This is none other than DJ Kuzmo.
Woo! Shout out to DJ. Is he back?
Back, not back. Back, not back. Back, not back. Let's just say a brief appearance on your Mailbag show. I will be fully back soon.
All right, we'll take a cameo. Let's go.
But wait a minute. Is it a pay-per-view week?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a PLE week?
You know it.
Oh, yes it is.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
This is none other than the Mailbag Takeover Show.
Woo!
With your hosts, Mr.
Woo!
and Mrs.
Come on.
Casual Wrestling Fan and the Casual Wrestling Fan crew.
That's right.
Which I'm hearing is growing in numbers.
Hey, Miss McGinley ain't ready, sir.
What's up with all the crew wars I'm hearing on the Mailbag and seeing in Discord? How are you all going to settle these feuds? What's the stipulation? What's the payoff? Anyway, good luck with that, y'all.
Hey, the pause on that. Because everybody want to be like the Casual Wrestling crew.
Yep.
And guess what? It ain't no feuds. It ain't no fights. It ain't no payoff. But guess what? Miss McGinley can't even keep his group together. So we once again, they the twos and we the ones.
Just a quick note, I'm getting better each day with rehab and getting back to some sort of normalcy after the surgery. Some days are rough with the pain, but as they say, no pain, no gain. The month of May was like a roller coaster for me. From the excruciating pain in my stomach to going to surgery twice, having 25 staples, having a relationship end with someone I thought I loved, moving back with my parents. Through it all of this, and more that I can't mention, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my relationship with God. I'm grateful for close friends that called and texted me regularly to see how I was doing. I'm grateful for good music that got me through the hard days in the hospital. I'm grateful for pro wrestling that was and still is my escape from reality. And most importantly, I'm grateful for this podcast. WWE Podcast fam, that includes all the hosts and all the listeners. Everybody and anybody. You know who you are. Thank you all. Now, before I finish.
Yeah. You want to go in on this?
Let's go in.
All right. We want to say, we here for you, DJ. And we know,
yes.
Especially with inflation and
we sympathize.
Everything else going on in the world today, which we're not going to get into. But we totally sympathize with your situation. And, we religious, so obviously we'll be praying for you and keep you in our hearts. And if you need anything, the Casual Wrestling crew is here for you
forever and ever.
Because you part of the crew too, sir.
That's right.
All right, let's keep going.
And you're always missed.
And guess what? They the twos, and we, which you included, the ones. Let's go.
Now, before I finish, I want to leave with these quick Money in the Bank predictions, and I guess you could say spoilers. Haha.
Yeah.
1. Bianca versus Carmelo for the Raw Women's title. Bianca retains.
Vegas agrees with you. Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan agree with you. So that is a lock.
2. Money in the Bank men's ladder match. This is a tough one, but I'm going to say Sami Zayn wins it.
Yes!
I like the storyline of Sami being on the bloodline unofficially.
Honorary Oos.
And if he wins, that can create a new dynamic with Sami hinting at cashing in the briefcase. And Paul Heyman doing whatever it takes for Sami not to do it. Don't do it, Sami.
Hey.
Oh, and by the way, I think the TBD might be Brock Lesnar. To be determined.
Ooh, that'd be... See, I didn't think about Brock because I had it on Zeke because I want to hear Zeke's
That
speak.
would be so annoying.
I agree with that, yes. I'm tired of Brock.
Yes.
That's a great pick, though. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
That is wonderful.
Hey,
I didn't think of that, man.
Now, as far as Sami Zayn winning, I've been saying all night, sir, we got to watch out for Sami.
You do.
Because that will put him in the good graces of our tribal chief. He will be, honestly, an honorary Roos.
Yeah.
And I would love to see, well, I wouldn't love to see this, but I'm just saying they could have Roman drop the belt, him force Sami to give him the briefcase so he can get his belts back and make everybody pissed off. I love it. All right, let's keep going.
3. Ronda Rousey versus Natalya for the Smackdown Women's title. Sadly, Ronda retains.
Vegas agrees with you, and Mrs. and Mr. Castle Wrestling fan agree with you, which means that
Not
match...
by choice.
Not by choice, but that match is a lock.
4. Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley for the United States. Theory retains with outside interference from Alpha Academy. Then a 3-on-1 beatdown on Bobby proceeds. Then probably John Cena comes in. Alpha Academy clears the ring and Cena and Theory have a face-off, which probably is leading to their match at SummerSlam, thinking face.
Okay, I can feel that. Vegas agrees with you with Theory winning. Miss Casual Wrestling fan thinks Bobby's going to win, but by DQ, so he won't win the
Theory
belt.
keep the belt.
And I'm going to be honest, I'm hearing a lot of people picking Theory. Y'all going to make me change my pick. I was going for Bobby straight out, but I mean, I could see Theory winning, honestly, but why are they putting Alpha Academy with Theory? Like, Alpha Academy ain't got nothing to do with they pair up with Theory of all people. Anyway, let's keep going.
5. The Street Profits versus the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. Easily the Usos retain.
Vegas agrees with you. Mr. and Mrs. Castle
Yes.
Wrestling fan agree with you, so that is a lock.
6. Money in the Bank Women's Ladder Match. This is another tough one. I have 2 possible picks to win. Lacey Evans or Liv Morgan, a.k.a. Little Time Liv.
Little Time Liv. I'm glad y'all know.
Sorry, G-Man, but I really think this might be the moment for Liv to finally win something substantial in her WWE career. Y'all better watch out. We might have to call her Liv Morgan, Big Time Liv. That'll never happen, sir. Anyway, that's all for now. Sorry for the long email. I tried to be short with the email. Anyway, I will be back fully soon. This is DJ Kuzmo signing off. Peace.
Shout out to DJ Kuzmo. Shout out to you.
You're always missed as well.
Hey, we've been missing you, buddy. You know
We're here for you,
the
man.
fans been missing you. You make the Mailbag show.
You're too cool.
All right, now we're gonna talk about this his Money in the Bank women's match. He picked Liv. Ain't he the first person to pick Liv? Did G-Man pick Liv? Or did G-Man pick Alexa Bliss?
I'm not sure, but I would say Alexa, though.
I thought he picked
heard
Alexa.
her name a couple
See,
times.
you guys, you think you can get by us? You can't get by us. We can re-pick your message back up. So let me go through here. Oh, no, there it goes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys, like this active. Because guess what? When we get them, we read them instantly.
We're live up in here.
Live. We not like some of them other people. He picked Shotzi.
Yeah, okay.
So he picked Shotzi, DJ. So, G-Man, DJ said, he ain't pick your woman, but you ain't pick your woman either, so,
Oh,
as far as her winning something substantially for the first time, I mean, didn't she win the match against Alexa? I mean, that's all she does is win every 3 months.
Yeah,
Let
that's
time
true.
live.
I guess.
I guess it's better than me and Becky no belts right now. This guy's real
moving on.
Anyway, you guys, all right, let me check. I think that's our last message because, it got to come from DJ. We say the best for last, or at least Matt saves the best for last.
As usual.
Hey, we
That's
try.
always great.
All right, I'm refreshing, and we have no more emails, you guys. So
That's
what
it
we're gonna
for the
do,
night.
real quickly, we're going to give you our picks for Money in the Bank really quick like. And then we're going to get out of here, and we'll see you for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Mailbag Takeover Show, which is at the end of the month. Next month, July. So let's keep going. So we're going to start off with, let's go ahead, Bobby versus Austin Theory, or just now Theory. Who you got?
Bobby.
Bobby by DQ. I'll take Bobby straight out.
That's
and
right.
Vegas says Theory. Next up, Usos versus the Street Profits.
Uso. Down since. No.
Hey, there it is. And Vegas agrees with you, so that's a lot. Next, we got Ronda Rousey versus Natalia for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Who do you got?
Unfortunately, Ronda.
Ronda. Who do I got?
Ronda.
Who does Vegas got?
Ronda.
So that's a lot. So we're going to go on to the next one. Bianca Belair versus Carmelo. Who do you got?
Bianca. Girl.
Girl. Who does Mr. Casual Wrestling fan got?
Bianca Belair.
Who does Vegas got?
Bianca.
Well, hey, guess who's going to win?
Bianca.
That's a lock.
That's a wrap.
All right, now we're going to go to the women's Money in the Bank match.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Yeah, you heard it. And it's going to be Alexa versus Asuka versus Becky No Belts versus Lacey versus Lil Time Lil versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Shotzi.
Who you got, Mr. Casual Wrestling fan?
Give me Alexa Bliss.
All right, he's sticking with Alexa, you guys.
I'm going to ride with her. I'm not an Alexa Bliss fan. If I had to pick who was going to win this thing, I'm going to be honest, you guys. If I had to pick the winner, if I'm Benny Mac, if I'm the book, if I'm looking at these women and saying who I think I would put over, I put over Becky No Belts.
That's who I chose.
That's who it was. Miss Casual Wrestling fan chose Becky No Belts.
Becky all day.
For your Money in the Bank women's winner, I mean, I can see Becky No Belts winning. I don't know. It's a tough one, but yes, if I was the booker, she'd win. All right, let's go on to the men's Money in the Bank match. We got Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre versus Omos versus Riddle versus Sami Zayn, the honorary Usos versus Sheamus. And then we got a mystery opponent out there. So, Miss Casual Wrestling fan, who do you think will win the men's Money in the Bank match?
Burn it down.
There it
Seth
is.
freaking Rollins. Yeah, you have to dance to it. You can't lie.
You got to. So you got Seth freaking Rollins to win. I can see that happening. I mean, it's a good pick. You know, you guys, I've been back and forth because I like Sami Zayn.
You
boy.
do.
That's my boy. Like, honorary Usos. But I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Seth freaking Rollins is too. I don't know. Do you think it's gonna be Drew? No.
No.
Sheamus? No. Who else we got on there? Omos? No.
Riddle?
No.
Sami Zayn? Mystery
Possibly.
person?
Mystery, no. So, in my
Sammy
book,
or Seth?
I got it Sammy or Seth.
Yeah.
And so, if I got to pick between them two, man, it's so tough. Hey, I'm going to ride with him. Give me Sami Zayn. Forget about it. I don't care. Give me Sammy. Cha-ching me. Cha-ching me. Cha-ching me. And give me Sami Zayn. Hey, honorary Usos gonna take it on. So those are our picks for the Money in the Bank match. We want to thank all our listeners for writing in.
Thank you.
And giving us your opinions, your rants, how you feel about the WWE product. And we want to thank you guys. And we will see you guys in July for the SummerSlam Mailbag Takeover show.
Which is here in Nashville, Tennessee, you guys.
Come on. And which hopefully I can slide into Ric Flair's last match.
Yes, aw.
So, we want to thank you guys for listening to us. We got this one done pretty quick this week. I like that.
I like it. I like it.
So thank you guys for listening. Thanks for writing in. Forget Mrs. McGinley. We're not even stunting him no more. But thank everybody else for writing in. Shout out to DJ Kuzmo, man. We here for you. We praying for you.
Yes.
Shout out to G-Man. Shout out to Alex, the French guy. Shout out to the patron. Shout out to everybody who wrote in. I know I didn't hit everybody. But you know your name. Grim Reaper. That's my guy. Tommy Hills. That's my guy too. You feel me? So shout out to everybody. Permafire Kyle. Shout out to everybody. Matt. Shout out to everybody. And we'll see you guys next time. How you want to tell the people goodbye tonight?
You guys have a good night and a good morning whenever you hear this.
And guess what? You the twos.
And we the ones.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show. Or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.